Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Dylan Zaborowski, the head football coach at Brooklyn Columbia Central. How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks a lot for having me. I've been following your channel for a little while and super awesome what you do, interviewing a bunch of coaches and just kind of the promotion of the game in the state of Michigan. So
Appreciate it.
um, yeah, absolutely.
So going into, let's talk about this season so far. How's the
Yeah.
summer been going, and really just overall the as we we're not too far away from camping in. Obviously, no football activities this week at time of recording, but next week it's all go.
Yeah, the summer's been awesome. We're a Division 6 school, so a little bit smaller here, kind of in the Jackson area. But our numbers are great. We've had nearly 40 kids at summer workouts every day. We've done kind of the usual stuff, right? We had our team camp. We did that last week. Had the storms kind of put a delay to that the last day there, but really good team camp. Almost 60 guys, 55 guys. That was JV and varsity. So our numbers are good. Really good summer. A lot of kids working super hard. Really big senior class coming back that put in a lot of time this off season. So we're looking forward to it, man. It was a heck of an off season and really ready to get rolling here. So
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of the kids that are returning this year for you guys.
yeah, absolutely. We have like I said, a big senior class coming back for us. A lot of not necessarily a lot of guys that have played a ton of minutes here and there, but we have a good number. It starts up front. We have a kid named Broden Steinke. He's going to be a captain for us. He's, I think he even got some time as a freshman playing. He started his sophomore year, junior year. Going to start again this year. He's athletic kid. He plays guard for us. Truthfully, he's a kid that could play H-back, running back. He just happens to be our best lineman too. He's got good size. He's O-line. He'll play D-line, D-end for us as well. Really good kid. Couldn't really ask for a whole lot more when it comes to a senior, and he'll be a captain for us this year. Probably one of the more talented kids in the area we have is a kid named Tajon Majors. He's a big kid. I mean, he's all of 6'3", 300 plus pounds. He's going to play tackle for us. He started there last year. Really good physical kid. He'll play, like I said, tackle, and he'll play a little bit of nose on defense as well. Our running backs returning, Braden Ellison. He's going to be a senior, really good kid. Works super hard. I don't know that he missed an entire, off-season workout. Great kid, running back, explosive. Then we got a couple receivers that return too. Anthony Sclafani and then Brennan Bernstein. Both those guys started for us last year. So we're bringing back a pretty good amount of production on the offensive side of the ball. Kind of the spot that we're replacing, though, then obviously that's a big one, is going to be our quarterback. We got a nice little battle going on. There's about 3 kids kind of battling for that right now. A kid named Ben O'Neill, I would probably say if we were to play tomorrow, he'd probably be the guy, but he's a senior. He's, probably one of the better leaders, if not the best leader on the team. Just does all the right things. So then we got a couple juniors that are competing for that job as well. So we expect that to kind of go into camp, and hopefully that takes care of itself. We got a lot of good options there, and obviously that's a big one to replace. But yeah, we return a whole lot of production. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Really just talk about, I know a lot of kids play both ways. What is defensively, what are you guys going to look like?
Yeah, defensively. So we return a lot as well. Like you said, a lot of these guys play both ways. Obviously, our numbers being pretty darn good for a Division 6 school, we do try to kind of limit that, especially when it comes to the O-line, D-line guys. You don't want to wear those guys out, and those are kind of the heartbeat of the team there. So we're pretty basic. We keep things pretty simple. We want kids to fly around, not think a whole lot, just play football. And, we mix some different stuff in there, but it's, we're kind of a 4-4 team, play a lot of cover 3. We got to stop the run, especially down here. There's a lot of really good football teams that run the football, and if you can't stop the run defensively, you're in trouble. And we return one of our middle backers, Colton Plate. He's going to be a kid that we lean on heavily. And then, like I said, the Broden Steinke, he's a kid that plays guard for us on offense, but he's probably our best defensive lineman too. He's really good defensive end. So we return a lot up front. The secondary will be interesting. We got a lot of kids battling for spots out there. So that's something that going into camp, I think that's one of the battles that'll be interesting to see is who in the secondary is going to step up and who wants to get on the field and make some plays. So.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the schedule for people that aren't familiar with you guys. What conference do you play in?
Yeah, so this is our first year. We're joining the Cascades Conference. So the Cascades Conference been around for a long time. It's one that I played in as a player. I coached in for a few years. So we're joining that league this year. The previous years, we've been in the LCAA, which for people that know football, the LCAA is that's about as good as it gets for small high school football. You got your Hudsons in there, Clinton. Those guys are always, it seems like, battling for a run to the state finals every year. Then you got kind of your traditional powers that are always pretty darn good, Hillsdale, Ida. But we did make a move to get out of that league. Not that, I don't know one way or the other whether it's a good thing or bad thing, but we are playing schools that are a lot closer to us in proximity now, so that'll be nice. The Cascades Conference is a competitive league. You got a lot of good teams that in the past few years here have made some deep runs in the playoffs. Starts with kind of Napoleon. Last year they made the semifinals. That's 5 minutes down the road from us. That's a big time rivalry down here. We play them. We're going to play Michigan Center this year. That's where I actually went to school. I used to coach there as well. But they've made a few quarterfinals runs, a few runs into the district finals, things like that. Seems like every year they're kind of right there in the playoffs. Addison's a really good kind of small town football. Historically, they've always been pretty good. Manchester, Grass Lake. So there's a lot of pretty good tradition in the Cascades, and I think it'll be good. I'm familiar with a lot of those schools and a lot of those coaches, and I'm definitely excited to get back going in that league. So.
Yeah, and it all starts on August 24th at Adrian Madison. I'll just run through the schedule as I've been doing with all these.
Yeah.
August 31st will be your first home game, as you mentioned, with Napoleon.
Yep.
September 8th, home against Michigan Center. September 15th at Addison. September 22nd, home against Quincy. September 29th, home against Jonesville. October 6th at Homer. October 13th, home against Hanover Horton, and then the Big 8 Cascades crossover game will be October 20th.
Yeah, that last game is going to be interesting. I probably online there it says the Big 8 Cascades crossover. That's now just become the Cascades crossover. So there's two divisions of the Cascades now. So, the first place team of the West Division will play the first place team of the East, and kind of so on down the line there. So that's kind of been replaced, and that'll be really cool because, you're going to get a competitive game that last week. And, whether you go 9-0, you're playing the best team on the other side.
Right.
If you win 4 games, you're probably playing a team that's similar, battling for a playoff spot on the other side. So that last week will be definitely pretty interesting and certainly a lot of fun.
Of course, followers of the KLAA will know what that is like. Of course, that's what they do in the last week of the season. Okay, so obviously this week no football activities. Well, obviously they can, conditioning and obviously the kids can go lift, and it's that. It's not like it was when 4th of July came around, where it was a complete dead period where you couldn't have any contact. But this one is really just getting through this week, and then practices start that Monday on August 7th. I know that area is going to be your area is going to be really, really busy this weekend, because obviously with the NASCAR race up at MIS. But it's but what coming getting on Monday, it's gonna be that's gonna be a fun day. What do you want to really see out of these first few weeks before heading into that first game?
Yeah, as a team that struggled last year, right? I mean, we won one game. We were super competitive in a lot of those games, though. There was 3 or 4 games there that we lost by either a touchdown or 10 points, and I think that's kind of been the message all years. We got to get over the hump now. We got a lot of guys coming back, a senior class that's motivated, and so really, I'm going to give you a pretty basic answer, and I'm sure you hear it from kind of everyone, but those, that first week and a half there leading up to the scrimmage, it's truly about just kind of getting better each day and stacking good days on top of each other. And it'll be fun. We actually are going to do camp up here at the high school, so the kids are going to stay a few nights here at the school, which will be a lot of fun. Something that they've kind of done in the past, we didn't do last year, and we're going to bring it back. I think it helps the kids out a lot. They get away from whatever's going on at home, right? They get away from their jobs. A lot of these kids work, and they get away from whatever's kind of going on outside of football, and they get kind of a, 2 to 3 day period where we're just all football all the time. And, building those relationships up. And, I think that's kind of the goal here, those first few days for sure, is to get the guys together and, have a good time and go out there and, like I said, just get better every day. And I think that's something the kids are looking forward to as well. So,
All right. Well,
yeah,
Dylan, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck to you guys this year.
yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Casey. Appreciate it.